Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, August 15th, 2024. So, on a day that I used to think was the Ides of August, but have been politely told otherwise.
Oh?
Did you do the crossword?
I did do it.
And did you have any...
You piqued my curiosity about who politely told you this wasn't the Ides of August.
So we posted on Reddit the fact that this podcast was out, and I had mentioned something about the Ides of August, and someone responded and said, well, some of the days, the 15th is, it turns out, the Ides of March, May, July, and October are in those months, the Ides is the 15th day.
Oh.
And all the other months, the Ides happens on the 13th day. Oh. And it's supposed to correspond to the full moon. So, of course, in Julius Caesar, they say the Ides of March.
Right.
And for some reason, it was drilled into me that was the 15th of March.
It was.
But not in August. So
we missed it.
We missed it. Yeah, we totally botched it. We called it, I think, Ides of August Eve. Oh. And it was the day after. I don't know what you call the day after the Ides of August. Anyway,
all right.
We'll know for next month and subsequent months.
Yes, well, excellent.
So, did you have any misconceptions regarding the crossword?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I had quite a few, actually.
This was by Damon Gulczynski, and he traditionally does mainly Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And I believe this was a Saturday crossword that accidentally got misclassified as a Thursday.
Well, I mean, you think about the theme. Let's talk about the theme, and that, I think, will explain why this was such a difficult puzzle for me, anyway. Okay, the theme, I'm going to tell the revealer right away, because that really puts it into context. 39 across was the revealer. Technology used in writing the starred clues. And the answer to that was speech to text. Mm-hmm. So I am assuming that with speech to text, is that like ChatGPT where you ask it a question and it tells you an answer? Or?
Well, speech to text is just like any time you dictate anything. If you have your keyboard open, like your virtual keyboard on your phone, and you hit in the microphone and start talking, it's going to start taking whatever you say, your speech, and it's going to transcribe it into text.
Okay.
Or when you ask Siri a question, or if you're using ChatGPT, the app, when you ask it a question, it hears you, so to speak, and then turns it into text and then attempts to answer it. So it's any time they take any vocalization and convert it. There, I've done my mansplaining for the day. I can now retire. Okay.
Well, okay. So 18 across.
Yes.
The clue was rod-shaped parasite.
Right.
And the answer was Eiffel Tower.
Yes.
So you're telling me that the author of this crossword did speech to text and said rod-shaped parasite, and the computer wrote it down as Eiffel Tower?
So I think the answer, the computer allegedly interpreted that, and the key aspect is parasite, as in a site in Paris, and it's vaguely rod-shaped.
Oh, okay. So he must have said, what's a parasite?
What's a rod-shaped parasite? And it said Eiffel Tower. Siri does this all the time.
Okay, so then 27 across, soup or sandwich?
Uh-oh, Siri heard. Keep out of this conversation, Siri.
Soup or sandwich?
It's a super sandwich.
And the answer was party sub.
Right. Because in that case, I think they just took it as super sandwich. That one I sort of understood.
Okay, 54 across. Embarrassment from a cell phone.
Yeah, so I have...
so they're thinking he said embarrassment from a cell phone. And that's a butt dial.
Yes.
Okay. And then the last one was grade A quality.
Gray day, quality, cloudy skies.
Cloudy
On a gray
skies.
day, like we're having today. Except now it's gray night.
Okay. So, but, to me, who didn't really know much about speech to text, because I don't use it.
Right.
I'm like, how in the world are you supposed to get the answer, with clues that don't really give you a clue that's going to give you the answer?
Well,
I suppose you have to, like you did, you parsed it out.
Oh, I didn't parse this out. I read this in wordplay. I had no idea what was going on. Oh. And the reason I found this so difficult was the theme helped me not at all.
Well, of course not. And in fact, it hindered you because that meant that there were, 4 relatively long answers that you had to get totally from the crosses. Because the clue wasn't really a clue that gave you the answer.
That is true, but you got enough of the letters and you could fill in the blanks.
Well, that's what you had to do, but that makes it more difficult.
Oh, yeah, it was way more difficult. I had, no idea what was happening, and after I'd solved this, I still didn't understand the theme at all.
No.
It was brilliant, and that's why this should have been it was a great Saturday crossword masquerading as a Thursday.
Mm-hmm. But I could not get butt dial 54 across. I could not get that at all. And there were, enough clues around it that I had a lot of trouble getting the downs too.
Right.
So that part of the puzzle just took me forever.
The butt dial? Mm-hmm. Are you saying it was a pain in the butt dial?
I guess. Like 39 down. Afro-Caribbean religion. And I had the SAN and the RI, and I thought, it's Sanskrit.
Sanskrit?
Mm-hmm. But that's part of an Indian religion. But
right, exactly.
Anyway, it was Santeria.
Santeria.
Uh-huh. So
I was able to get most of that except the E of Santeria, which crossed 58 across peace. And I had S, so I thought, okay, it's 5 letters. I had it starting with an S. And so I thought, well, shalom in Hebrew means peace.
Yes.
But that didn't go anywhere.
I wanted to put shalom in there, but it didn't fit.
And then I had an S and a blank and an E and a Y and an A. And I'm like, Suya? Slaya? I didn't think that Slaya was a good idea for peace.
No.
It turned out it was Sia.
Sia. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Sort of a slangy goodbye.
I had the S and the Y and the A. So that one was very difficult for me.
Right. Well, 55 down, rainflies can cover them. I got the word tense and I decided, okay, rainflies, I don't know what a rainfly is, but I can imagine there are a lot of them in the forest. Turns out
it's a cover.
It's a cover for the tent.
Yeah, I've never heard of that called a rainfly, but anyway. Yeah.
I'm thinking back to my camping days.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me we had log cabins. Anyway.
So I just found it extremely frustrating to do this puzzle.
Yep.
It was not the joy that I usually have doing the crossword puzzle.
But
yeah, I was very frustrated by it.
Well,
when I got the revealer, I'm like, well, that's no help. For me, it was no help at all. So what did you read any comments on wordplay? Did people have any comments about this?
I didn't dive in depth. I was just trying to figure out so I didn't look at the comments. I was looking at the column just to try and understand what was going on, because it's just like, I had like grade A quality is cloudy skies. I often have trouble when, like, sometimes I'll do connections, which is another puzzle, listeners, that the New York Times offers. And there are, and the idea is you have to take 4 different words and put them together because they fall into some category. And sometimes the category involves pronunciation or some aspect of the word, not the meaning of the word. And I always get tricked by it and sort of caught up by those. And this is another example. I didn't realize that it was the pronunciation of the word that was going to make the difference. And so, but apart from that, I mean, there were some great clues in here, and it really was tough. So if even if you got most of it done and didn't get all of it done, you can still take pride in what you did. And again, Damon J. Gulczynski was not holding back very much.
Uh-huh.
There's a picture of him in Xword Info. We recommend, by the way, xwordinfo.com. And he's just looking like, I am about to do something very mean. He's got a big smile on his face, but beneath that, you can see the fangs.
Well,
So,
I mean, there were some definite Friday, Saturday words in there, like 31 across. Mashup, amalgam.
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 Or I'm sorry, amalgam.
Amalgam.
No, there's no R in it. It's like amalgam.
Amalgam.
It's like a mixture of things. I think.
See, that's not in my vocabulary.
See, I learned
I've
that-
never used that word.
I think of it as like a mixture, and I think I have a vision of it being involved in dentistry.
Oh.
They take like an amalgam of different metals, but anywho.
Or 13 down, fallopian tube, example, oviduct.
Yes.
That's not a word I've ever used.
No. Well, everywhere.
I might have heard amalgam, but I've never heard oviduct.
Well,
Or
so
seen it.
if you look at that corner, they gave 11 across. Word on a diamond-shaped yellow road sign, slow. So that would have been for a North American solver. That would have been pretty obvious. And then 14 down, make 1 out of 2, and it's starting with a W and it's 3 letters. It's got to be wed. If you've been doing the crossword for any time, you'd have the top and the right side of that corner filled out. And then it just gets hard because like yacht spot, 17 across. What do you put down for that?
Well, I started with pier.
Yup, good.
And I put port.
Oh, that's good.
Uh-huh. And then I put more.
Whoa, you're just like a thesaurus on legs.
O. The only thing I knew in there was small sofa, love seat.
See, I didn't know.
I had the O, so.
Well, you're better than I. I didn't know love seat.
So, but it turned out to be cove.
Yes.
Yeah, yacht spot, cove.
I had pier. I thought maybe an aisle. It would stop on an aisle. Then I decided if you misspelled wharf, it would stop at a wharf.
Well, that wouldn't fit.
Well, that's just, I said if you misspell it.
Oh.
There are a lot of times I have to misspell words to get anything to fit. 29 down, NYY rival, boss.
Boston Red Sox.
Did you get that right away?
I did, but I mean, this was like New York Yankees rival.
Yes.
Are the Boston Red Sox.
Right.
But I didn't, I was trying to think, well, do they have a special, abbreviation for Boston Red Sox? Because I knew the team's abbreviation was BOS. So I just put that in there because I didn't, And
it worked.
Yeah, worked just fine. But yeah, those are rival teams.
37 across, you can either read it as exploits, as the verb, or exploits as the noun. And here you had to read it as the noun. The answer was feats, F-E-A-T-S.
Right.
That wasn't easy.
No, there were a lot of things that weren't easy in here.
Let's see, but there must have been something that was easy. How about 11 down? Like pangolins, scaly.
Yes.
That was easy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I knew what a pangolin looked like, but I wasn't quite sure. I was thinking it would be an ED at the end, like scaled.
Oh.
But it was scaly.
Right. Which would also work. They had 23 across, made a bundle, and it was bailed.
Yes.
I thought that was cute.
Another one, 32 down, well, shoot more colorfully, was aw hell.
Yes.
So I was like, that took me a while. So.
They also had 36 across, Foyle's blank, British TV drama, and it was Foyle's War.
I did know that.
I didn't know it, but I just thought it has to be, it sounded right. Maybe I knew it subliminally, I don't know.
Yeah, you might have heard it, advertised.
What's it about?
I think
Is it a war? But
it's a war film. I think it's about World War II.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sure. So 44 across, straight, informally, het.
Yep.
I have never heard anyone say, "Hey, I'm het."
Well,
I've heard, I'm gay, I'm trans, but I'm cis, but I've never heard I'm het.
Well,
so that was a new one on me.
Don't know what to say. 5 down was the Annapolis frosh, and I thought it was going to be cadet because that was the only thing I could think of with 5 letters, but it was plebe.
Yeah, I knew that one.
I also didn't know, in the same sort of military circles here, 21 across, base figure for short. And I thought, okay, it's someone on a base. And so I thought it was ADM for Admiral, Gen for General. Turned out it was NCO.
Right.
I also didn't understand the one beneath it. 25 across, from your lips to God's ears, I hope so. Mm-hmm. How does that work? I was thinking it was going to be like something private.
Well, it's sort of like almost
idiom?
like a prayer. I hope so. Like, from my lips to God's ear, like, please do this for me. And then you just say, I hope so.
So someone says, one person says from your lips to God's ear, and the other says, I hope so? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I guess I don't hang around when those conversations are taking place. 27 down, the major tributary of the Missouri, the Platte.
That's right.
Finally, a word that actually I had to sort of dig for that. Just like
I did too. I was like, oh gosh, we only moved from Missouri 4 years ago, but
almost 5.
I think
5.
The Platte River. Yes.
I think it's been 5. Yes, yeah, the good old Platte.
Mm-hmm. And Platte City was just south of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I liked 6 down. Persian's realm was catdom.
Yes, that took me a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Persian's realm was Persia.
Right.
No, it was Persian cat.
And
catdom. I've never heard that word, but like a kingdom, a
right.
catdom.
Catdom, dogdom.
Yep.
Petdom. The Sea of Catdown was part of 6 across, one shown in a crowd cutaway at a sporting event, perhaps. I had 2 E's and it was 5 letters, and thought it was going to be like refer, as in like referee.
Oh.
Although I wasn't sure why you would cut away to the referee. They'd be in the middle of the action. Anyways, it was celeb.
They if there's a celeb in the audience.
Like Taylor Swift?
Well, yeah.
Actually, they probably just stop the game if she's in the audience.
They showed her. I heard once that, the first game she attended, they cut away to her like 17 times or something. It was just outrageous.
Was there a delay of game penalty?
No, but
delay of game penalty waived because it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We understand.
But
it's good to be famous.
Do that at Wimbledon, because a lot of celebs go to Wimbledon.
So, okay.
So yeah, they have to cut away to the celebs cheering for their favorite tennis star.
I even had trouble in the top left corner. One across, city sitting spot, and it was a stoop.
Right.
I felt like a stoop for not getting that.
I put bench, like bench at a bus stop, or
I had Oasis.
Oh, Oasis.
I don't know. Maybe there'd be like
in the city
in the middle. Well, it'd be a good place for it. And then
desert.
1 down. That was like the longer route, maybe, and I thought it was going to be easier.
Oh,
because I thought maybe it's longer, so it's not as hilly.
Oh,
but it turned out to be scenic.
Scenic, yes.
Which makes more sense, I guess.
Definitely. I totally misread 2 down. Martial art with movements like parting the horse's mane and grass bird's tail. I thought it was just martial art movement, like, okay, kick or chop, or, I was trying to think of a movement that would have things called parting the horse's mane or grass mane, but it was the martial art itself, and the answer was Tai Chi.
Yeah, I actually amazed myself at getting that right off the bat with no crosses or anything. I thought, it's a martial art with movements. I thought it's Tai Chi, and that was my one success story in a tale of woe. 47 across was most diabolical. And I thought, oh, it's evilist. And then I thought, oh, it can't be evilist. And then I thought, ooh, it's vilest.
Oh, I did exactly the same
Really?
thing.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
I had evilist in there, and I thought, no, I don't think that's going to work.
It didn't look like a word.
No, but then, but then vilest didn't really fit in there, right? Because
What? No, yes, it does. Vile, it's vilest.
yeah,
Oh, I see. Yes, there would be two E's in there.
yeah,
You're right.
so
That would be a
I'm like,
problem.
well, it's not violence, but if that's even a word.
Vilest? I think vilest has got the right to be deemed a word as much as evilest. Sounds like someone performing in the circus. And way up there in the top of the rafters, you can see the evilest or the aerialist or something like that.
I see that Ariana Huffington made another appearance. She was just in last week.
Yep.
Businesswoman Huffington, 56 across.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana. I think they like that name with all those vowels and two N's.
Apparently. 59 across, command was fiat.
Yes.
Well, it took me a while.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right, and that F came off of 59 down. Stoke. I put feed because I had the F, but
Right.
it turned out to be fuel.
yes.
So, yeah.
And then we had
Hard clues.
70 across, kingpin on the wire, Marlowe. That was hard for me.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought, well, it could be Carlo. I didn't have the M. I thought, well, it could be Carlo because it's Kingpin Carlo. That sounds like a good name, but it was Marlowe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Well, definitely a hard crossword.
Yes, it was.
So, Damon J. Gulczynski, well done. Thanks for providing us such an excellent Thursday crossword with a completely incomprehensible theme.
Yep.
Actually, it was once the theme was explained, it was fine. It was just sort of like I just didn't see it. So
I didn't understand it at all.
listeners, let us know what you thought of this crossword.
Yeah,
Did you like
I
it?
would-
Did you
I
hate it?
Enjoy hearing other people's opinions.
Do you think Damon J. Gulczynski should be getting at least a bronze medal for this effort? You know, it used to be. Apparently, there was a time when the Olympics had not just sports, but they had intellectual endeavors as well.
Oh, really?
So you could get like an Olympics for the best novel or the best music, the best composition.
Wow.
I think they should bring in the crossword. You know, you could have all these people like throwing javelins and heaving shot puts and so forth.
Are you saying creating crosswords
Well,
or doing crosswords?
Actually, I think doing crosswords would be more interesting. You know, I think you'd have very different crowds gathering for the crosswords as gathering for the shot put.
Probably.
But
yeah.
that's my proposal for well, the next Olympics are in Los Angeles, right?
That's right.
See, I bet if it was in New York, they'd do it in a heartbeat. But Los Angeles, I don't know.
Well, they have a crossword in their newspaper.
They do, and it's quite good. All right. Well, that is it for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yes.
Remember, you can
Kind
always...
of have gone on here.
Yeah. Well, this crossword deserved it, right? I mean,
had a lot to talk about.
there was a lot here. So that is it for today. Remember, you can always get a hold of us, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. Or you can click on the send fan mail link, which appears somewhere in the show notes. And we will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow, aka Friday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.